Okay, so I changed mine to avoid
Okay.
Okay, it's gone live now.
On YouTube.
Yes.
Okay. So just people will start joining any minute from now because the okay. So, mhm.
So can you guys join the
Yeah,
live stream now? So
let me
let's
check
see
on
how it
YouTube.
is.
Let me join on YouTube.
I don't understand this too.
Hi everyone, you're very welcome to Solid Links first and Q&A session. I hope you can hear me clearly. We'll be starting in a minute. We just give people the opportunity to join.
Àṣẹ máa ń kàwé nígbà míì o. Lecturer a máa kọ sílẹ̀. Màá wà lórí ìbò yẹn, a máa kọ sílẹ̀.
Hi everyone, please, I'll ask that you please mute yourself while we wait for other people to join. You're very welcome.
This thing,
Àti wà ń bẹ̀ ní ọ̀rọ̀ náà.
You're very welcome.
Welcome.
We're just waiting for other people to join. We'll be starting when it's exactly 5 minutes past 6. Please mute yourself.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. You're very welcome.
Thank
Ìlú jẹ́ káwọn èèyàn sọ̀rọ̀ ni.
Hi, everyone. My name is Remy Kolawole, and I'd like to welcome you to Solid Links Visa Success Q&A session with Dr. Nee. About Solid Link, we are a human development company, and we've been around for over a decade now. We specialize in helping people who want to develop themselves by moving abroad. We've successfully placed over 500 students in universities and colleges abroad. We also help people who are looking for business visa, visiting visa, tourism visa, any kind of visa that you're looking for. We can help to get it. Please, I'm just going to mute so that I can. Okay, so please, I'd like everyone to please stay muted during the course of this conversation. So tonight, what we want to do is that we want Dr. Nee, who is our principal consultant at Solid Link Consulting Limited, to answer your questions, the questions that you have about visa applications, visa processes. We get overwhelming messages from individuals whose visa has been rejected or who are interested in applying for visas, or who have been banned while they apply for visa into different countries. So our goal and our objective for this purpose is to be able to support people who find themselves in this category. We all know how challenging it is, but we have the expertise, and we've been working and we've been providing visa support services for people for over a decade. Our principal consultant, who we are privileged to have here today, Dr. Nee Kolawole, has a doctoral degree in immigration and education. He's an expert in the area of education and immigration, so he will be able to give you useful and tangible advice in order to support your dreams and your aspiration regarding living, visiting, or studying abroad. Just to say before we get started,
is it my computer?
Just to say before we get started, at Solid Link Consulting, we support people who want to make application for visas. We give you advice on visa requirements. We strategically position you to be able to get a visa. However, we do not offer jobs for people abroad. So, except for in Lithuania, where we have opportunity to place people in skilled work in the area of chef, truck driving, and construction work. So in Lithuania. Other than that, we do not offer job opportunities for people abroad. However, if somebody is fortunate and to have a job offer abroad, we will help you to process your visa so that your visa application to go and do the job that you found abroad will be successful. So please, let's all stay on mute while I turn over the events to Dr. Nee. Please put your questions in the comment section, and we will read it out, and then Dr. Nee will answer them. So thank you so much for joining us. And the one last thing that I want to discuss before we pass it on to Dr. Nee is the way we work in Solid Link. So we have a process for everyone that we have supported, and you can look up our website at www.solidlinkco.com. We will put that in the chat. You will see our track record and the way we work and all the people that we've worked with. You can also find us on all social media platforms. The way we work is that we get people who maybe you've been rejected, you've been banned, or in a particular country, or it's just your first time looking for opportunity to get a visa. We book a consultation with you, and this consultation is a one-on-one chat with visa experts. You will explain to them your circumstances. They have a series of questions which has been formulated based on experts' opinion or on the and experience. We will ask you this series of questions. It will assess your background in the area of financial background, educational background, immigration background. And after this one-on-one consultation, we will confirm your eligibility if you are ready to apply for a visa. If we think that you're not ready, we will explain to you why you're not ready, and we will give you the advice and the strategy that you need in order for you to be ready to get a visa. We will also provide for you, if you're ready, the requirements that you need in order for you to put an application in for a visa. So after the consultation, if you choose to go ahead, if you're ready, you choose to go ahead, then we sign a contract with you based on the country you're going to or the kind of visa you're looking for. You will pay 60% of the service charge. And once your visa comes out, you will pay the balance of 40%. And we offer money back guarantee in the unlikely case that your visa is refused. So this is our process. I will now like to introduce Dr. Nei, and he will be able to answer your questions. So please put the questions in the comments section, and then I will start reading them out for Dr. Nei to answer. So Dr. Nei, you can go ahead, please.
Hello.
Hello, please. Can you go on mute? We're about to get started. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. It's nice to have you here. My name is Nei, and I'm the principal consultant at Solid Link Consulting. One of the things we do best is basically helping people achieve their dreams of studying and live abroad, and in so many cases of working abroad. Over the last couple of years, we observed that there is a dwindling amount of visa approvals, and we've been trying to research into why visas are being refused. And we've come up with a list of reasons why so many visas have been refused at the moment. Some of those factors are basically political factors that, to be very honest, not everybody, nothing much we can do about it. But the ones that are not political, that are basically mistakes on the part of people that are filing those applications, are the ones that we're going to deal with today. But in terms of the political, I'm going to talk about it a little bit. I put something on Facebook, I think it was yesterday or before yesterday. And it was my reaction to the new immigration policies that the UK just published about 3 days ago. And one of the things that will spark is serious refusal of visa. One of the things that we are told in migration is that migration is basically a tap, especially when it comes to the so-called developing countries. When they need it, they open the tap. When they don't need it anymore, or they think they don't need it anymore, they close the tap. So when it is time to open the tap, they overlook a lot of things. Or they make it easier for people to access visa. They close the tap by basically raising fees and laws that will deter people from coming into their countries. So there are certain countries that over the last 2-3 years, they've basically raised the bar for people coming into their countries. There are so many immigration pathways that have been closed down or shut down completely. There are the ones that are still open, that they've basically made the policies to be able to apply for those visas and get approval for those visas very stringent. So those are the things we're going to talk about today. But I want us to understand that We should not be too traditional in terms of our destinations when it comes to visas. There are so many small countries that we don't basically think of that are actually much better than the bigger countries that we're always looking for. And it is my slogan as an African who has lived in Europe for a very long period of time. It is my slogan to people that know me. I said, where they don't want you, don't go there. So that is part of it. If a country does not want people again, I don't think people should be going there, except you really, really have to go there. But for countries that are still looking for people, but we are getting the visa applications wrong because of one reason or the other, we're going to deal with it today, and hopefully we'll be able to help as many people as possible with information that will help them become successful in their subsequent visa applications. So I will hand it over again to Remy now, and I think, like you said, people should put their questions in the chat section so that we can basically start answering those questions, please. Thank you.
All right, so thank you so much, Nee. So now we have a couple of questions here. The first question is from that I'm going to take is from Raymond. Raymond, 1 second now. You just need to scroll a little bit to get to them. Okay, now the first, so it's not going to be Raymond. I'm going to pick the one that first came in. So good evening, my name is Chris. I am Chris. I applied for a student visa. I am about 50. Could this be the reason? So I think maybe Chris' visa application was denied. So if you talk about age and visas.
Yeah. That's what I'm going to assume. I believe Chris' visa was denied. Now, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 10 years ago, age had nothing really much to do with visas. But like I just mentioned, when receiving countries are tired, or they believe they are tired of influx of immigrants to their countries, they start putting out different kinds of policies that will not be on their website, but will be salient reasons why they will refuse visas. One of the things we found out in the last 2 years in terms of visas is age. Age has become very, very important when it comes to visas, especially to countries like US, Canada, Ireland, Australia, and the UK. To a reasonable extent, the UK, you can still work around it if you have everything, But the other 4 countries, age has become increasingly important, and not just limited to those countries. Even France are coming up with age restrictions. A couple of weeks ago, I got an email from Malta that when you pass certain age, they are not going to basically allow you to come in for a master's degree, So when you look at this, you realize that at certain time, because you are of certain ages, there are certain countries you may not be able to aspire to go to. In this kind of case, that's why I said it's political. There's really nothing people like us can do. There's nothing really you can do than to look for an alternative that will accept your age. There are still so many countries that will still accept you at 50. You understand? It may not be the country that are very popular, but that doesn't mean those countries are not equally good. I remember years ago that I was going to go to Ireland. The popular country in Nigeria at that point in time, I was talking of late 90s, right? And early 2000s. The popular country in Nigeria at that point in time was the US. Everybody wanted to go to the US, or everybody wanted to go to the US. But I eventually found myself in Ireland, and by the grace of God, I've been able to make what any other person would make in the US, or probably much more, to the glory of God. So sometimes some countries could be very small, unpopular, but that does not mean they don't have the economic value that they can add to you that will make you accomplished. So that's one of the things I'm going to say. Mr. To be very honest, your age, nobody's going to say to you on your visa or refusal letter that you're overage, because that is going to amount to age discrimination. But I believe that age is basically playing a huge and critical role in terms of visa decisions nowadays.
All right, thank you. So age is for some countries, there are restrictions, but there are other countries that it is possible to still go even at that age of
Yes.
50 or even more. Thank you very much. So the next question is, I wanted to know the total cost of vocational study routes to Canada, and I'll just take that question myself. In order for us to know the cost, we have to understand what you want to do, the school you want to go to. We cannot give you a cost just on top of our head. The option that I will recommend to you is to book a consultation. We'll figure out the course you want to do, where you will do it, and we will provide with you 3 options of the vocational studies that you can do, and we also then let you know the price. So get in touch with us, book a consultation. We'll be able to give you a price based on your own budget. So the next question I have here is, my name is Raymond. I have applied to Canada visitor routes twice and study routes once, but the purpose seems to be the same reason why they are refusing me the visa. So we don't know the reason why you refuse the visa, but what we do know is that if you bring in maybe your rejection letter, if you know, or we can put together a new strategy for you, which we know will be foolproof, and you will be able to get your visa then. Okay. So another person is asking for the total cost. So cost depends on your circumstances, and maybe you can speak to that because it's a very common question that people will come and say, how much is the package for studying in Germany? How much is the package for Canada? So can you speak to that, please, just in general, because we have a couple of questions in that area.
I think what people assume is that tuition fees are uniform. Tuition fees, even let's take Germany for an example. The tuition fees in Germany are not uniform. If you're going to Germany to a public school, some of those public schools will charge you 500 euros, 300 euros. But like I say to people, it's extremely difficult to get into them because you have to have a B2 in German. So sometimes we don't even go near them at all. Now, if you're looking at private schools in Germany, some of them will tell you their degrees are 10,500, 10,000 euros. Some will tell you they are 15, some will tell you they are 20. So when people come and say, what is the total package? It may be extremely difficult for us to tell you what the total package is until we know the school you want to go to, the course you want to do, and in certain cases, the cities. The only thing we can tell you in terms of package, in terms of expenses, will be the proof of fund that is required in a particular country. Before we know your school. If you tell us, oh, I want to study in Germany, then we tell you that, okay, as at the moment, Germany is requesting that you have to have 12,436 euros in your proof of fund account, which is called block account in Germany. If you say you want to go to the UK, if you're outside of London, you're looking at nearly 12,000 pounds as proof of fund. If you're coming to Ireland, if you're going to Dublin, we're looking at between 10,000 to 12,000 euros as proof of fund. If you're outside of Dublin, you're looking at 10,000 euros as proof of fund. If you are going to France, you are looking at about 8,000 euros as proof of fund. If you are going to Malta, you are looking at about 12,000 euros as proof of fund. If it is not proof of fund, if it has to do with school fees, we have to specifically decide the school you are going into. Sorry, we have to decide the country, the school, before we can actually give you the total package. So the total package for so many of the schools in Malta is different from the total package for so many of the schools in Lithuania. It's different from so many of the schools in Czech Republic. It's different from so many of the schools in Poland. It's different from schools in Canada. For example, in Ireland, where I live, you have schools that their master's degree are about 38,000 euros. And then you have schools that their master's degree are 12,000 euros. I have to know the one you want to go to before I can actually give you the total package. So I hope that makes it clear for people. So if you want us to know, if you want us to get you the total package, you have to come with the school, the country that you want to go to, please. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. So I just want to add this. A lot of people come to us over the years and they will say, oh, this agent, they gave us this package, they gave us that package. And eventually didn't work out. And I think that's one of the reasons that it's very difficult for people to get their visa as well, because people are treating visa as a one cap fit all. Meanwhile, visa not a one cap fit all. And that is why sometimes you wonder that maybe two people who put in exactly the same document, they get different result. So it is because everything is looked at based on your personal circumstances. And that's what we do at SolidLink. We look at your personal circumstances and we tailor your application to you. So it doesn't come in packages, because what works for A is different from what works for B. And that is why we've been able to have a lot of success with Visa for our clients. So going to the next question. My name is Mr. Henry. My wife just got rejected a UK visa, and the refusal letter states that the refusal cannot be challenged. What can be done about it, please?
To be honest, if you have a UK refusal letter and it states that it's not subjected to administrative review or it cannot be appealed, there's nothing you can do about it, honestly. I think what you can do is to reapply. Now, like I say it all the time, if you look at any refusal letter, it's like an insight into what was missing in the first application, in the original application. So what we need to do is to look at that refusal letter and analyze it and look at what was missing and see how we can re-strategize to provide those things that were missing. In so many cases, they will not tell you specifically what was missing or what were missing. In certain cases, they will tell you. It depends on the country. Some countries are just basically generic. They just, for example, if you have a US visa refusal, they just give you the blue paper or the green paper or whatever. They won't ever tell you that this is missing. But in certain cases, they will tell you. So in this case, Mr. Henry, I would rather prefer to see what they said was missing, you understand, and how you can reapply. But in so many cases, when it comes to the UK, there is no right to appeal to it. And there's nothing you can do about it because it's their right to tell you that you cannot appeal it. So what you can do is basically reapply. And I am very sure in that letter, they will have told you that if you reapply, it does not have anything to do with previous application. It will be assessed on the merit of the fresh application.
Thank you. Yes. So bring in your documents. Let's have a look at it. We'll be able to figure out how to strategically help you with the next application that will be successful. Considering the fact that your wife also have a visa, I think this is probably some administrative error that has caused the denial in this case. So I'm kind of positive that we can fix that. So did age affect Malta student visa? So maybe if you can give us, if you have an idea of the age, just a general age idea for BSc, MSc, diploma, I think it will cover that question.
Well, from the information coming to me, which is going to kick in from next year, I think it's going to kick in from January next year. And it's not going to be found on the official website anyway, because when it comes to things like this, they're very sensitive. They're not going to be found on the official website. But you will always get a feel from schools and things like that when they start telling you, this is the age you want. From January, February next year, they are looking at, for an undergraduate degree, if you're actually over 30, they don't want you. That does not mean if you have a very cogent reason for going back to do undergraduate degree, that there will not be an excuse to start playing smart when it comes to that age. Then for the masters, they're looking at above 52. That if you're over 52, then you have to have very strong reasons. And when I say very strong reasons, it's not that you have to tell them that, okay, they're sacking me in my place of work, but the course you are going to do must fit in perfectly into the job you are doing presently and the course you did previously. So it has to be very relevant to what you are doing presently. The selection of the course you are going to do in Malta is basically going to help you get promotion in your work, or it's going to help you set up your business by the time you come back, because you've had so much experience in this field. So for example, if you are doing HR and you are 49 or you are 50, then you've been in HR for 15 years of your life. And then you can tell them, look, if I go to do this master's, I will be able to progress within my employment. But I don't want to do it in Nigeria because of certain reasons, and you have to give them reasons why you don't want to do it in Nigeria. Because at that age, the fear is that you are going to come in and you are not going to go back to your country, and eventually you're going to move your family over. And I want to state it. When it comes to visa applications, no visa officer wants to see that you don't want to go back to your country. There must always be a reason.
Okay, sir, my name is Lawal. I want you to help me to get Italian visa.
There will always be, you must always put forward reasons why you have to return to your at the end of the day, the visa officer that's going to be the decision maker in terms of your approval or refusal want to see that you have what we call familiar ties, economic ties, and social ties in your countries. So those three ties must be really, really stressed upon in your application. So yes, they don't want people that are of advanced age, and we basically don't encourage it. But if you have legitimate reasons why you have to study, I think you can shoot from all cylinders and see how it goes.
Thank you. So you covered the next question, actually. So the reason this person said the reason I'm denied is that they are not convinced that I will return back to Nigeria and after my stay or study, and that I don't have enough money for study and my stay. So I think Niyi has covered the first part in relation to the ties.
I can talk more a little bit on that, because I think one of the biggest mistakes we make is that we think visa officers are foolish. They are not. They are actually smarter than we ever think. And the small details is what the small details are what they take into cognizance. When it comes to visas, one of the important things is to be able to establish. For example, if you are going for study visa, you have to be able to establish what we call relevance. What you are going to do is relevant to what you have done previously, is relevant to what you are doing now, and is relevant to what you hope to do in the future. The second point is you have to prove that you have enough financial muscle. Now, I have spoken to at least 500 people who told me that what they want to do is when they get there, they work and they make money and pay the tuition fees, or they work and look after themselves. Yes, we all know that if you go to these countries, you may be able to get or secure jobs that will help you sustain your lifestyle to a reasonable extent. But no visa officer wants to see that. Because you have to understand that immigration is basically for one or two reasons. And I say it all the time. The first reason for immigration is economics. It's nothing but economics. It's you are bringing in money into their country to spend. You are helping them pay exorbitant amount of tuition fees to help their own academic institutions. You are bringing in money to spend for living expenses, which is going to help their economy. And the other one is consumer. You are becoming a consumer. You go to the supermarket, you buy. They are not looking at you getting a job. Even though they know softly that you're going to get a job, they don't want to see it on your application. So if you are going to ever apply for a visa, please make sure you find out what the academic requirement is in that particular country and strategize yourself in a way that you plan properly for it. Another thing I see in terms of people not being able to meet up with the academic, with the financial requirements is we are too much in a hurry. People come to me in June, they want to go to school in September. We talk about the finances and everything. They say, go ahead and go ahead and go ahead. But you are not prepared for the finance. Because if you have to prove, for example, if you're going to the UK and they want you to submit 3 months bank statement, and UK now doesn't want you to lodge a huge amount of money into your account, and if you lodge it, they want to know where the money is coming from. And I tell people, why don't you plan that this money is already in the account? Don't go in September, go in January. You understand? And same thing with so many of these countries. They want to see a trail of money coming into your account, so many activities coming into your account. Don't just give them that. And how do you present the kind of account statement that they want? You have to be strategic and you have to be a long planner. We're always too much in a hurry. I want to go now and I want to go now. I have had cases where we have to work over 1.5 years, and eventually, by the grace of God, we were able to get their visas because we put in enough planning to it and enough strategy into it. They were able to save their monies, they were able to strategize, they were able to pay their tuition fees, and at the end of the day, still have enough money to show that they have the proof of funds to spend in the country. So these are all the things that are affecting our visa outcomes in terms of being refused on the basis of not having enough financial meeting the financial requirement that we don't have enough finance to see us through the education.
Thank you, Nee. So just to move on, the next question is in relation to, can I get a visa for Finland or Australia? Yes, you can get a visa to Finland or Australia. We cover majority of the countries around the globe. Come talk to us, book a consultation, and then we can give you a personalized plan for that. And on to the next question. So somebody asks, what country can one only apply to that does not have age restriction? As Nia has said so many times, we're talking about age restriction, but there are so many other factors as well that affects the country you can apply to, the course you can apply to. So get in touch with us. Let's understand your personal circumstances, and then we'll be able to give you the appropriate country that does not have age restriction and suits all of the other criteria or about you. So the next one, somebody says, I have been denied in Canada. Is Australia better for me to relocate to?
For me to answer that question, I have to know the reason why you are denied in Canada. Because if the application to Canada is completed in a certain way, and we are going to complete the application to Australia in that certain way, it's going to be refused automatically. You understand? Before I can tell you if you're going to be accepted in Australia, I have to access, or let me say we have to assess your circumstance. Like we said, and I will repeat it again, visa is no one cap fit all. The biggest mistake is we have too many agents because we are operating in an unrestricted and unregulated sector where we have too many people telling people that this is possible, please just bring yourselves, and in groups they want to do it. No, visa is circumstantial. Everyone has different requirements. The fact that you study the same program in school, and you are going to the same school to do the same master's program does not mean you are going to be accessed on the same circumstance, because your circumstances are different. Some people are married, some people are not married, some people have children, so someone might have 1 or 2 children, and the other one might have 4 children, and someone might not even have any child at all. So when you have all the circumstances, this is what we put in place that will help us determine your eligibility for visa. If you do not meet the eligibility for a certain country's visa, we look at countries that your eligibility means. If you do not meet any eligibility at all, then we'll put in place a plan for you to be able to raise your eligibility so that you can meet certain countries' eligibility.
Thank you so much. So the next question said that years ago, I applied for France visa with my family, tourist visa, but we got rejected, and they gave us 30 days to appeal the decision. And in 2019, we also got refused and was asked to appeal the decision also. Then the same 2019, we applied for Turkey and we got it, and we leave for 3 years. Now we need family visa. Can you help us? Yeah. So the answer to that is yes. You can go on, Dr. Nee.
Yes. You see, one of the things is there's no visa that is not achievable. There's no visa that you cannot get. And that has always been an argument. Even visa to heaven, we know what it takes to get to heaven anyway. As a Christian, as a Muslim, as a traditionalist. The same way there are requirements to get to heaven, it's the same way there are requirements to get to any country. What we need to do is to be able to unbundle those requirements, break them down, look at how you can get what is required of you, and we submit them. So in relation to this last question, yes, we can get you the visas, but I think the best thing to do is to book a consultation so that we can know your family circumstance. For example, I know the person said they stayed in Turkey for 3 years. Did they stay in Turkey for 3 years as a legal resident, or they overstayed? Because if you overstayed in any country, it's going to affect your next application to another country. So these are all the circumstances that we have to put in question. We have to put into consideration before we can determine that you should go ahead and apply for your visa.
Yeah. So the next is, good evening. Please, my name is Chidie Bere Aukri. I once applied for Netherlands short stay Schengen business visa in 2023, and the only feedback I got was there are reasonable doubts as to your intention to leave the territory of the member state before visa expiration. Yet it was refused after I launched an appeal here in Nigeria. Please assist to buttress the reasons and how to be able to navigate through these tanks.
That's a very interesting one because I'm not actually the visa officer. But the visa officer already told you that they have very strong doubt that you are going to observe the rules and the condition of your visa. That means that in so many cases, from my experience, it means that some of the applications were found doubtful. Some of the documents that were submitted in support of your applications are doubted. So what you can do is basically to reapply, and areas where you believe that they have their doubts, you make sure that you iron those areas out. And again, when people apply for short stay visas, you have to have a reason why you're going to the Netherlands. You are going on holidays. I was talking to someone yesterday, I said, if you're going on holidays, you have to have money to go and spend. And you have to have a very good job in Nigeria that you are doing. If you are not doing a job that is 9 to 5 or whatever, you have to have a business. You have to always be able to establish that you are going to come back to Nigeria, that what you are leaving behind in Nigeria is much better than what you are going to go to do in the Netherlands. Look, those people that are basically deciding visas, the only reason why they want to give you visas is to come and spend money in their country. When you've exhausted your money, go back to your country. If they have the smallest doubt that what you are portraying to them is not who you are, or who you are portraying to them is not who you are, what you are portraying to them is not what you have, they are going to refuse the visa. They are going to refuse the visa. You understand? And it's so difficult because we are at a disadvantage as Nigerians, especially because we are coming from a position where we are predetermined to be liars, and we have to prove ourselves right. So, if you go to a court of law, you are supposed to be in the court of law. You are supposed to be predetermined to be. We are supposed to be predetermined to be innocent until you are proven guilty. But when it comes to the case of visas, we are actually predetermined to be guilty, and then we have to prove ourselves to be innocent. So it takes a lot of burden. It puts a lot of burden on us to be able to prove our point that, yes, I have a very good job. Probably I have my family, my wife and kids are back at home. If you don't have a family, I have my extended family, which is my father, my mother, who I'm looking after. And then I just want to go on holidays, and I have all my holidays plans out, and these are my plans for the holiday, and I am going to come back.
Yeah,
If
and in my
you are not
experience,
able to establish that,
in my experience, there are so many people
it is not going to work. And that is what that we are able to establish. We help people establish what it.
Yeah, so thank you, Nee.
Your net, is it my internet or your internet?
I don't know. I think we are kind of jamming. I was actually saying, can you hear me?
Okay. I can hear you perfectly.
Yeah. So I was just saying that, and there are so many people who comes to us, and we know that they have all these requirements. It's just the way they have put together their application that is causing them to be denied. And it is very important to state that all of these things, you can actually prove it if you put your application together in a strategic way that will convince the visa officers. So the next question is from YouTube. Hello, people on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining us. So I applied for UK visa with another name, and I did biometric, and I was denied. Now I want the UK visa. I want the UK visa with my real name. Can I apply with my real name?
You see, there's danger in lies. Does that make sense? Hello?
Yes, it does. We just want to know if this person can go ahead and apply in their name, or
They can't because they have their biometrics. As soon as you put in your biometrics, it's going to bring out the former data that you submitted. So that means is either the former data was lying or you are now lying, and it becomes what? It becomes fraud. So that's not possible. And that is why at SolidLink, we encourage people and we tell them that he who comes to equity comes with clean hands. Whatever you are going to do, make sure your data that you're going to submit are your data. There's nothing we cannot clean up. There's nothing we cannot do. But when it comes to the fact that you've already done your biometrics on another name, there's no way we can help you with that.
Okay, thank you so much. So I want to apply for Visitor Visa Island. How do I start?
Like I want to say again now, how do you start? I don't know who you are. I don't know your circumstances. I don't know what you do. For us to be able to give you a very effective advice, we have to know who you are. We have to know everything about you. So what I will encourage this person that asked this question to do is to book a consultation and let us hold a consultation with them to find out their eligibility in terms of personal circumstances, financial circumstances, social circumstances, so that we will be able to fit them in if it is possible or not. And we'll be able to determine that during that consultation session.
All right, thank you, Dr. Nee. So, Kamsi, can you please put the link to book a consultation, a one-on-one consultation with Dr. Nee in the chat, please? So, I want to apply for US visiting visa. I am a staff of the University of Ibadan.
I'm listening.
Yeah, that's the thing. So that's the chat. So yes, we can help you put in an application for a visiting visa to the US or any other country you so desire. The first step, like Dr. Nee mentioned now, is to book a consultation, and then we can take it from there. So the next
and
one
I'm going
says,
to add to it.
Go on.
Sorry, I'm going to add that. For example, this person that asked this question, you're a staff of University of Ibadan. It is during consultation that we'll be able to establish what kind of staff are you. Are you an academic staff or a non-academic staff? What level are you in? You understand? What are your personal circumstances? Without us knowing all those things, it's not, you see, the way we work at SolidLink, we are not a fire brigade center. We have to strategize. And I know it's very common in Nigeria because, we are Nigerians, where people tell us, just send me your passport, I'll get you the visa. At SolidLink, we don't do that because we are very transparent and we don't want to cheat anybody. We try as much as possible to be very transparent and very straightforward. What we've been doing for 10 years is we've been doing it with integrity. Before we go ahead with anything we are going to do, we have to sit you down and talk to you about your personal circumstances so that we will determine your eligibility for that US visa. If you are not going to get it, according to our own perspective, we will tell you you're not going to get it and we won't go ahead with it. You understand? If we have a very strong feeling that you are going to get it, that is when we tell you to go ahead with it and we will help you apply. Please book your consultation and let us see what we can do.
So, good evening. My name is Queen. I'm looking to visit Holland for 2 weeks holiday with my child. Same. We can help with that. Book a consultation. How do I get job offer letter and Canada work visa? I like this question because I talked about this before we started, when we just started. So because some people joined late, at SolidLink Consulting, we do not offer people job abroad. Canada, US, anywhere, we don't offer job for people. We only help people to process visas in a way and manner that your application will be successful. The only exception that we have to jobs is that we have a partner in Lithuania, in Western and in Eastern Europe, for people who are skilled as chef, construction worker, and truck driver. So just moving on to the next one.
Hello.
Hello, we are here. Please, can you stay on mute? And if you have any question, you can put them in the comments. You're very welcome. So, Nidi, were you saying something?
Put in a word? Yes. Like you said, we have this partner in Lithuania that has these job offers, and it's for chef, it's for truck driving and it's for construction workers. Because I think we advertised that or we put it out and some people are contacting me. For you to be a truck driver is different from a driver. You have a B license is different from having a D license, please. You can only apply if you have a truck driving license in Nigeria, and you are not just going to present the license alone. You have to do a video of yourself driving a truck, parking a truck backwards, forward, and you have to present a video of you driving on a narrow road. Because I get so many calls every time, and it is inundating for me when you just know how to drive. Even someone called me that doesn't even have a Nigerian driving license, and they said, "Oh, I can drive. I drive very well." I said, "Okay, what kind of driving license do you have?" They said, I've not collected it, but I drive around very well." No. And if you are a chef, you have to have a license, or you have to have a certification that you are a certified chef, and you have to be able to do what? You have to be able to do a video of yourself in the kitchen of the restaurant where you are chefing. If you're a construction worker, you have to have a license, or you have to have a certificate as maybe a plumber or a bricklayer or a carpenter or something, and you have to make a video of yourself while you are working. Because I want to say it again, those people that are advertising the jobs, they are not foolish. They know how to test us. And please, 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 if you're not qualified, as I have just said, you don't have to contact us. All these opportunities are going to come up again. If you think it's something you can do, you can just go and train. Go and train yourself in that area and get back to us when you are trained and say, "Look, I have this qualification now, and these are the videos, these are my certifications. Let us see what we can do." Thank you.
Thank you, Ni. So the next question again is about someone who was refused a visa, this time to Norway, even though they have travel history, based on the fact that they think that they will not return back to their country. Like Dr. Nia said, it's very important to put together a strong application that shows the ties that you have to your country that you will return. So again, we can help you to strategically put together an application. And if we think that you're not ready to apply again, we can also tell you what exactly you need to do for you to have a successful application. So there's another one from YouTube. Does your service cover HND to Bachelor Top-Up program abroad? Yes, we have a wide range of study abroad opportunities for people who are interested in studying abroad. So please get in touch with us. Like we've put all our information is here on the chat. You can go to our website. We have 4 branches across Ireland and Nigeria. We have a branch in Ibadan, we have in Ilorin, and we have also in Lagos, and the Ireland branch as well in Cork. Get in touch with us, book a consultation, and we will help you. So the next question is, okay, so this is Mr. Henry again. I have applied for Canada visa twice and refused the first time. It's with my wife. She was given and I was denied because I didn't state my US refusal the second time with my kids, and was also refused because they said I had not enough fund. Please, can I still reapply because I hate to be refused again? Yes. All of these are administrative error. For example, when some people come to us at SolidLink, we ask them this question like 5 times. Have you been denied visa in any country before? We don't only ask them, we now explain to them that if you do not tell us the right information, this is the implication. So when people work with us, this kind of problem can never happen to them because we will tell you enough time until you are convinced that you need to tell us. So yes, you can apply again and you can put in a strong application. So get in touch with us and we will give you a strategy that will lead to success. So somebody is 37 years of age and they want a sponsor who is not related to them for study visa for master's program in Canada. Is that possible?
You see, when you are bringing in a third party to be your sponsor and they are not related to you, one of the first things that comes to the head of the visa officer is, if this person is really, really interested in sponsoring you, why don't they put the money in your account? So the first advice I give people is, if you have a sponsor that is a third party, tell them to put the money in your account. And apart from putting the money in your account, they have to basically give you a gift deed that they've given you the money. When you get to Canada, you are not going to pay. Because you have to understand that visa officers have seen different kinds of cases in their lives, where people, we say, okay, I'm sponsoring this person, they bring them in and they turn them into slaves so that they can pay back the money. And there's always, especially in advanced countries, where you have laws against human trafficking. So they don't want a situation where people will be trafficked under the pretext of helping them pay their tuition fees or helping them with their living cost. So my advice is, if you have someone that is not related to you and they want to help you, let them put that money in your account, especially as an older person. Even as a very young person, at this point in time in every country's immigration process, they are basically doubting that fact that if someone is somewhere helping you in terms of sponsorship when you are not related to them.
Okay.
Now, it's a different ballgame if it's an organization or a family. Please.
Okay. Thank you. So can I get a work permit to Canada? No, we don't offer work permits. Hope your office is in Lagos, because I want to reapply. My offer letter is out already from Malta. Yes, we have our office in Oniru, opposite Lekki Phase 1, and Bolan, who is the officer in charge of Lagos office, is also on this call right now. So at 36 years, 1 second. And congratulations on your offer letter to Malta. Malta is a wonderful country at the moment. We are advising Nigerians to put their eyes on Malta. Malta is the island of yesteryears. So please, if you need any application done for yourself to attend school in Malta for your visa, we can help with that. I have been to Malta myself. Dr. Niyi has been to Malta. It's a beautiful island, and it's a great opportunity to study in Malta and work in Malta at the moment. I am 36 years old. I was the one who asked of relocating to Australia. It's better due to I was denied in Canada 3 times.
Hello.
Hello, please, can you stay on mute and you can put your question in the chat? Thank you very much. You're very welcome. So they deny me 3 times and they said I don't have enough money, and they are not confused that I will Canada after my study or visit. Yes, so again, it's the same thing. Your application, you need to have a look at. We need to have a look at it, and we'll give you the best recommendation. Please, can you go on mute? Thank you very much. And can you please turn off your video as well, please? Thank you. You're very welcome. Okay, the person said they stay in Turkey. The person who stayed in Turkey, remember me? They said we stay in Turkey 3 years in Turkey with resident permit. How do I book a consultation? We will put the link to book a consultation on. Yeah, so they said their stay in Turkey was and admin, please mute everyone and put everyone on video on. Hi everyone, I didn't realize I was on mute. How long have I been on mute, Nee?
About 20 seconds.
Okay, thank you. So I was just saying there, I think I finished about talking about Malta, and I'm talking about the person who wants to book a consultation. We put the link to book consultation in this in the chat on this webinar. We will also send everyone who attend this webinar today, we send them the link to book consultation. And you can also contact us on any of the phone number that is listed on our website to ask for a link to book consultation. Please only contact the numbers that are on our website or the number that sent the Paystack link to you. Any other number, do not respond to them. So we have the number here. There's another one from YouTube. Is it possible to use a third-party sponsor like uncle, brother, POVF for visa application? It is possible for some countries and it's not possible for other countries. So it will depend on the country you want to apply to. Okay, so I'm just going to go on. We have the link to book a consultation here. Thanks, Kamsi. You can check it out here. So the next question is, this is the reason they refused me. They have reasonable doubts as to reliability, as to the authenticity of the supporting document submitted, or as to the veracity of the accountant. My name is Azan. So Azan, like we said, is all about convincing them that you have a strong application and that if you will return to your country. We've helped so many people convince visa officers in this regard, and I know that your case will not be an exception. Hello, please, can you turn off your video and go on mute, please? Thank you very much for joining us. You can put your questions in the comment section. Can I privately send my letter of refusal without biometrics? I didn't go for because I missed the designated date. I was contemplating requesting for my biometrics money, but I need an expert to put me through. Dr. Nee, can you speak to this, please?
I didn't get that question very well.
So this person said, can I privately send my letter of refusal without biometrics? I didn't go for biometrics, I guess, because I missed the designated date. I was contemplating requesting for my biometrics money, but I need an expert to put me through. So please book a consultation. We'll be able to understand that. What I understand from this is that this person was rejected visa. Or can you explain yourself, please? Ajoke Mamuna Babalola, please, if you can try and expatiate on your question in the comments, I will read it.
Okay. Sorry, ma, are you hearing me?
Yes, I can hear you, but can you please try and explain it in the comments?
Okay, sorry,
in the chat.
Busy. I was busy, so that was why I typed it. What happened? Okay, what happened was that I was very busy at work then, but I was contemplating on going for a visit during my leave. All right.
Yes.
So after applying, I didn't check I was expecting an email from RRCC, and I was always checking my mail. I didn't know that the message will be dropped on my portal. Are you getting me? So by the time I checked my message on my portal, it was already over for me to go for biometrics.
Okay.
So I wrote. I sent a message if I can be given another date to appear for biometrics, but I didn't receive any response. But I went that but I don't know about it.
Okay. So
And
your visa was now refused based on the fact that you didn't do a biometric, right?
they didn't even talk about the biometrics. They
Yes,
said
Canada will refuse.
they just said that they didn't see any authentic whatever. I can't remember the letter offhand, but let
Yeah.
me say the summary, Sha. I think the summary is that I didn't submit enough documents to show that I will be coming back. And sincerely, I didn't want to stay. I'm not interested in staying there. I
Maybe
don't
that's
like
Ajoke, that's a blessing for you, really, because that means that you can now reapply and do everything perfectly, and then
maybe.
you'll be able to,
And
yeah.
actually, it was my sister-in-law that was insisting that I should come and visit her
Yeah.
during my leave. She was come and visit me during my leave. Please come and do that. I said, I don't like Canada. I'm sorry. I liked France. I enjoyed France. I enjoyed though Dubai was just to play. Do you understand? I didn't have it in mind to stay over there.
Yeah.
So
So
and maybe that was why I was not really serious about it. But
yeah.
actually she really wanted me. She sent
Yeah.
me an invitation. In fact, when I was not responding, she was forced to say, okay, let me pay for your biometrics, let me pay for your application. I said, it's not the
Okay.
money that is my problem.
Yeah, I think there's no harm in visiting anywhere in the world. So if you want to try again, we will definitely be able to assist you to get it right. So I think you're at an advantage there. Now you can
Okay,
use an expert's advice. So you can put
okay,
the rest of the comments. If you have anything, any
okay,
other comment, please put it in the
okay,
chat. Thank you very much. And then you can contact us personally
okay.
after this. Then we can talk more
All
and
right.
we can move it forward from there. Thank you.
Okay.
So
All
can
right.
I apply for
Okay.
New
Good evening,
Zealand
please.
visa?
Can I just drop in this, please? I'm
Okay.
on duty. Yep. Sorry, I've been trying to do this ever since before now. So I've listened to everything that Nii, Kolawole has said, and also Remy. You guys are doing good. Okay. Keep it up. Solid Link has always been the best and achieving goals for over 500 persons or people. Will I say you are good? And I hope everyone will like a key to reach that is under this Zoom to come back to make their visa processing. There's an issue here that I'm having here. I got married to an Irish, and I'm meant to be in Ireland, but then it has caused a self-esteem to my wife, and because of I'm a serving personnel, and with the NN, and I had to make an application 3 years back or so to go back home, and I got refused towards that effect. I know the reason why I got refused, but I don't want to put it on the table right here because I just had to meet with Nii Kolawole and discuss this in a brief. And I believe that we should be able to be more confidential most times, that the processing, or will I say protocol, is meant to be adhered to. It's not just by dropping questions and asking questions. Consultation should make a reservation of all these that we've chatted as in written, and also it will be more easier and better than people just being in the box and not really getting a concrete movement than just going through the consultation, which I understood that is just the main basic coming in here. Because if all questions comes in, it gets a load, the brain will not be able to accept. And though despite the fact that a PhD holder is handling this processing, kudos to you, sir. So I just want to know, I want to make a tour, because I will be voluntarily retiring from my service. So I just want to make a tour, going to the island, which I may not want to go firstly, then going down to the United States of America to see my extended family, and from there to Luxembourg before going back to the island, because I know if I go to the island, I may be caged not to leave the island. Yes, certainly,
By
yeah.
the wife.
Yeah, by my wife, because
Yes.
the Irish are more the Irish lady is more like a Nigerian lady. They are loggerheadism. They are loggerheads.
Okay.
Very,
Yeah, I
very.
get you. That sounds like a brilliant retirement plan. We can help you all together. You know what to do
Yeah.
already. Have a
Yeah. So
one-on-one with Dr. Nee, and then you can take it from
I
there.
will do that just because I'm on standby now. I'm going to do that, but I just want to let everyone knows that Solid Link has done the best they could do for the citizenry and its populace, and they
Thank
should
you.
keep it up fundamentally. And in any circumstances, they should have it not like an XYZ, they should have it as an ABCD. There will always be a solution. If there's no A, there will be B solution. If there's no B solution, there will be C solution. All these sections will be established, and everybody should keep their fingertip crossed. For him to be here, he should have a limit time so that he will relax his medulla and get himself involved. So everyone should like keep to that. It's more necessary. Thank you very much, Remy. Thank you very much, Nii. Keep on the good work.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And stay in touch with me, you know.
Yeah, I will stay in touch with you. You know, I was trying to like make a rectification over that during the TT, at the TT. And perhaps I'm going to relate to you a speedway also. I'm going to just give you an atom for the UK, because I have a link down there. I'll give you a clue out. So I'll link you up, you know, as a first man. I don't want to push myself into it. So I'll link you up to someone. So it will bring up an ease for anyone that wants to go through the UK. I will discuss that with you privately.
No problem. Yeah.
Thank you.
Welcome,
Thank you very much.
Okay, Remy, I just have only Remy's number. So Remy could just like communicate with me directly.
Yes.
So
what's your name so that I can...
Jojo Johnson is my name. You chatted me. I chatted. I dropped up. If you check the first chat that you asked, where the countries I feel like going, that started with the Ireland and the UK and Yoruba or so, and America. So.
Okay. So you know what? I'll appreciate it if you can just send me a hi after this. I'm inundated with messages. Send me a hi after
Okay,
this.
I'll just drop my name. I'll drop my name and say hello. That could be
perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you.
Perfect.
All right, copy that.
Okay, so thank you. Thank you so much for that encouragement. We really appreciate it. So going to the next question. Good evening, dear host and organizer of this helpful session. I'm Dare. I recently got admission to study my master's degree in the US. I'm supposed to resume this August, but due to the new policy, which affected new appointment date, I had to defer my admission to next session. So, sorry, I just need to scroll. Can you help me with my visa processing in this regard? Dare, it's a resounding yes. So, moving on to the next question. Is it possible to have the recording of this meeting at the end of the session? I believe so. Kamsi, we can have that, right? Yes, so we will be sending the recording. Yeah, thanks, Kamsi. So is it, okay, so that's it. Oh yeah, thanks. So Kamsi is just answering that yes, it's recorded and everybody will get the recording. I think that those are all the questions that I have for now. Please, if I've missed your question, can you please, you can raise your hand to ask a question. We still have like few more minutes before we finish. You can raise your hand and you can ask your question, or you can put it in the chat. I'll turn over to Dr. Nee again, just in case you have some nuggets you want to drop while we wait for more questions.
In order to round up this thing, what I want to do is to encourage everyone that there's no visa that is impossible to get. My encouragement will be for us to start early, plan well, and use competent hands. Sometimes in my normal pidgin parlance in Yoruba, in Nigeria, they said, I'll move the wrong belly. In so many cases, when people tell us, oh, just bring me 50,000, bring me 100,000, I will help you do it. They just want to collect your money, to be very honest. Any good thing is not cheap because it involves a lot of time. It involves a lot of planning. people that have worked it with us successfully over time, even a few people that have not been successful, they will tell you that we put in a lot of work into what we do. And because one of the things we do well is to understand why reasons are given and why visas are given and why visas are not given. Because we know in so many cases why visas are given, we want to make sure that you get every document together. A couple of days ago, we had to make sure that someone did not go ahead to submit their Irish visa because of just only one document that we realized was missing. They had to rebook it for the next 2 weeks, forfeiting the previous booking fee to pay another money for booking. That's how meticulous and diligent we are, because we won't let you go ahead and submit. Now, does that mean that we will get it right 100% every time? No, but at every point in time where we get it wrong, or where we got wrong, or where we got refusals, most of our clients knew that we put in our best foot, that we did everything we can. And like I said, the fact that one country refused to give you a visa does not mean other countries are not. I will say it and I'll close it in pidgin language. If one work no agree, hire you, go get another work for somewhere else. And this is the same way it's going to be with visa. If one country refuses to acknowledge your value, please take your value from that country. Thank you so much for joining in, and I hope we will hear more from you, and we look forward to working with you in the future. Thank you and God bless. Cheers.
Thank you so much, Doctor.
Thank you, Nee, but we have a few more questions to round up with. But thank you so much for that.
All right.
So we let you go in a minute. We know you're busy. So can I apply for Australia visa since my Canada have denied me 3 times?
Like I said, and I'm going to repeat again, you can apply for any visa, but before we can tell you to go ahead and apply, we have to be able to determine your eligibility for Australian visa. Please let that person book a consultation, and let's sit down with that person to find out if they're eligible for Australian visa or not. Thank you.
Great. And lastly, somebody said, if you get job offer contact for healthcare assistant, let me know. I know you do not offer job. As soon as we have that contact, we will let you know. The reason that we don't do it, or we don't tell people we can do something, is that we will not do something that we can't deliver. And not only that, we will not put on an offer that we can't deliver, we are not interested in leading our people into slavery abroad. We are very particular about people going abroad and having a successful and a fulfilling life. We are interested in people fulfilling their dreams of going abroad, not becoming worse off than they were when they were in Nigeria. We all hear all these stories of people who are promised all these job offers, all these health assistant position, and they become stranded abroad. We do not want to do that to anyone, because we ourselves, we migrated. I migrated from Nigeria 23 years ago. I know what it means to live abroad. I know the challenges that are there, and I know the danger of moving abroad under any kind of circumstances that will actually make people's life to be worse than it was before. So that is why we don't make promises that we can't fulfill. We don't deceive people. We pride ourselves in the 10 years that we've been in business. Our record is clean. Our testimonials are solid. Majority of the people that we've worked with, they are succeeding abroad. They're not just surviving, they are thriving. So this is what we pride ourselves in. It's almost like a passion for us. It's a lifetime ambition to support people, to develop people, and we derive joy from doing it. So anything that we bring to you, you can take it to the bank. Whatever cannot be taken to the bank, we will not offer it to people. Get in touch with us if you have any question after this. If you want to book your consultation, the link is there. We look forward to hearing from you, and we thank you so much for joining us. The audience on YouTube, thank you very much for joining us. Also, the audience on Zoom. So we look forward to seeing you again soon. We have a WhatsApp community where we encourage people, we give people tips about visa success, join our WhatsApp community if you have not done that already. Get in touch with us anytime and have a lovely Saturday evening. And we wish you the very best. Thank you so much.
Thank you.